Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and today we're going to be discussing the Blue Brand Smackdown. The show began with John Cena and Roman Reigns as face-to-face. Yeah, John Cena finally showed his face. This was the summer of Cena, and this was like the third time we've seen him throughout the summer of Cena. So John Cena and Roman Reigns went back and forth at each other. Roman made mentions of Nikki Bella, which I thought was funny. And John Cena made mentions to Dean Ambrose and the Shield. And John Cena says that all he needs to beat Roman is 1, 2, 3. Well, guess what, Cena? That is not happening. Mr. Cena, you are not winning at all. So you're only going to get 1, 2. The Street Profits battled Otis and Chad Gable, the Alpha Academy, and it was a pretty quick match with the Street Profits scoring the win. We had Shinsuke Nakamura battle Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship. And in the end, Shinsuke Nakamura would score the win. I had a feeling that was going to happen because Nakamura has been on a roll. He's got so much momentum behind him. And secondly, Apollo hasn't really been booked that great either. Ever since Apollo came back on TV, he's had jobber entrance after jobber entrance. And they just haven't really been booking him all that well. He did have a good reign. It ended at 124 days. But he has the same problem as Sheamus. As much as I enjoy Sheamus as the United States champion, there's one thing that both of these men have lacked throughout their title reigns. And that is lack of competition. Sheamus has barely faced anybody. As much as that is very annoying to some people, I can kind of understand. Because, let's face it, guys like Randy Orton, AJ Styles, they're all in the tag team division. I get people telling me, oh, Sheamus should beat Randy Orton, or AJ Styles, Omos, and all these other guys. Yeah, but they're in the tag team division, though, so he can't really beat them. Once you're in one division, you stay in that division. You gotta stay in that division when you're put in that division. And you got, you don't really have a whole lot of people. And I'm sorry to say this, but Ricochet is not worthy. He hasn't been built up enough to be, a worthy contender. Humberto Carrillo isn't worthy. And Damian Priest is basically the only guy that's kind of worthy right now to beat Sheamus. So I think that's what's going to happen. But I feel the same way with Apollo Crews. He didn't have a lot of challenges. He didn't have a lot of people facing him. He mainly feuded with Big E throughout most of his title reign. It was mostly Big E. So you can say their reigns are good, but there is a lacking problem, and that is lack of challenges. So that was the only issue I had with Apollo's title reign. And the other thing that I got very super annoyed with in Apollo's title reign was the constant interferences from Commander Aziz. That was the other thing I got really sick of. Every time Apollo would lose, Commander Aziz would hit the nail. He would hit the nail on somebody to cause the DQ. It just got really annoying really quick. So, yeah, Commander Aziz and Rick Boogs were both booted out, which led to Nakamura giving Apollo a Kinshasa, ending his title reign. And secondly, people continue to say how WWE have ruined Shinsuke Nakamura, how they buried Shinsuke Nakamura. But it's funny that when people say that, it's the same thing with Asuka. People say the same thing with Asuka, but look at the amount of accomplishments they both have. They both won their respective Royal Rumbles in 2018. Asuka is a multi-time champion. Nakamura's a two-time NXT champion. He's a former SmackDown Tag Team champion, two-time US champion, two-time IC champ. The only thing the guy needs now is a world title reign. Do I think he'll ever get a world championship reign? Probably not, because maybe WWE might not want to market Japan, but then again, you know, Asuka is Japanese and she's been women's champion multiple times. Who knows? Maybe if they really want to get behind Japan in the near future, maybe Nakamura would be a good representative. But at the same time, give me a sec. Sorry about that. I was constantly being interrupted, and I was being interrupted. Get rid of that. I've been getting interrupted. But anyway, but yeah, Nakamura, he ain't buried. He never was. Fans just like to overreact. Nakamura is champion, and I'm very happy for him. Seth Rollins and Edge's feud, I'm not really invested in this. The people that are invested in this are the people that like Edge. And I don't like Edge. You know me, I don't like Edge. He's nostalgia. He's a nostalgia act. And they showed the Shield. Yeah, blah, blah. Who cares about the Shield? No one cares about them anymore. No one cares about the Shield anymore. So yeah, Seth promises to stomp Edge into the mat at SummerSlam, which I guarantee you isn't going to happen. They're going to have Edge win, which is very unfortunate. Then we have the Mysterios versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. I did not care. I do not care for the Mysterio family. And by the way, there were 0 women's matches. Not one. You couldn't give Toni Storm something to do. You couldn't give Liv Morgan something to do. But no, we want to see the Mysterios versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. No one cared. The Usos tried to distract the Mysterios, but the Mysterios won. Who cares? Baron Corbin begged for $1,000. Kevin Owens came out. He got sick of Corbin constantly whining. And Kevin Owens would agree to give Corbin $1,000 if he defeated him in a match. Which the match happened, and Kevin Owens scored the win. So now Baron Corbin now has to earn money on his own. And then, immediately following after this, they decide to have Baron Corbin steal Big E's Money in the Bank briefcase. Why can't WWE just leave the briefcase alone? Why does every feud have to be about the briefcase? Why does every single feud need to have the briefcase involved? I am so over it. I'm so over the briefcase being involved in everything. It's just out of control. It's stupid. I guess I can understand why they have the women cash in straight away. I can understand why they have the women cash in so quickly. Because if a woman did keep the briefcase for a while, they would eventually have a storyline around it. So I can understand why they have the women cash in so quickly. I'm just so sick of these bloody feuds being about the briefcase. If they pull an Otis on Big E for Baron Corbin, I will not be very happy. You finally gave Big E his big moment, but now let's have Baron Corbin steal his briefcase. Absolutely ridiculous. And then came the main event, the only thing involving women. Was the contract signing between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Sasha Banks stood tall again, but this time she had Carmella and Zelina Vega come out and help her with a 3-on-1 beatdown. Now, there is something I want to mention here. As I said, there were no women's matches at all. You mean to tell me you couldn't get Toni Storm to come out and assist Bianca? You couldn't have had Liv Morgan come out and assist Bianca? You couldn't have had, I don't know, Shotzi and Tegan? You couldn't find... And this is the problem here. Most of the women on SmackDown are baby faces. This is why Sasha Banks needs to win that championship at SummerSlam. About 80% of the roster are faces. This is why Sasha needs to win that briefcase. That's what... Not briefcase, the title. This is why Sasha needs to win the title. Because if you're not going to turn anyone heel, then the best solution is just give the title to Sasha, and then women like Toni and Liv and all the other babyface women can get TV time. And secondly, Zelina Vega a few weeks ago, and I find this funny, Zelina Vega a few weeks ago, I believe it was the night Sasha returned and she was on Talking Smack, she said that Sasha Banks isn't the boss of her. And now here is Zelina Vega doing Sasha's bidding. So, who's the boss of who, Zelina? Yeah, Sasha is the boss of you. You said that you could beat Sasha Banks. You're not her bitch. She's not the boss of you. But I guess Sasha Banks offered you some bling. I'm guessing she offered you some cash. I just find that really funny. That Zelina Vega talks shit about Sasha Banks, and now here she is helping her out attack Bianca Belair. And Carmella is another funny situation because they were rivals. They've been rivals for quite a while, and now here they are working together. What I would do for next week is I'd do a 6-woman tag. I'd have Sasha, Carmella, and Zelina versus Bianca, Toni Storm, and Liv Morgan. I'd have Bianca's team win by Bianca Belair pinning Zelina Vega or Carmella, not Sasha Banks. You'd have Bianca's team win by pinning Carmella or Vega. And then you have Bianca Belair stand tall. That's what I would do. And then Sasha goes on to win the title at SummerSlam. That's all you gotta do. But if we know WWE, they're not going to do that. Anyway, that is all I've got for you guys on this episode of SmackDown review. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Hit that thumbs up if you guys did enjoy. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below, and I will see you all next time.